Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, TJ.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Monday.
Yes, it's Monday. Back to that work week.
And today is the queen, a woman I call my spiritual mother. You know I'm a Pinkett Smith Winfrey Knowles Carter. It is Oprah Winfrey's born day. Drop one of the clues bombs for her, damn it. And I had no idea it was her born day until I walked in here and saw it on the paper. And I'm going to tell you what else is pissing me off about this paper.
You forgot your mama's birthday?
I did. It says Harriet Tubman would have been 198. No, she wouldn't have been. Okay? She would not have been 198. She would have not lived to be 198 years old. It has to be a statute of limitations on when we say such and such would have been. Okay?
Well, you can say she was born 198 years old.
Say that. Today's Harriet's birthday, but she's not alive. Say that.
She would have been 198.
No, she would not have been.
Walking around
no,
right
she
now.
would not have been.
She'd have been 198.
But that's an easy way to understand.
It's really not. It looks stupid, to be honest with you. It's like when a judge says you got 100 years. Just say forever.
Forever.
Okay? Stop it.
Yeah, today's Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day also. I love popping bubble wrap.
No, little kids love that. Now, you may think that's a very underappreciated
like that
day.
Too.
That's a very underappreciated day. My 2-year-old loves her some bubble wrap.
Yes,
What's also National Puzzle Day?
Bubble wrap will piss you off because it's Christmas time and you buy gifts and you spend all this money on gifts. And
they care more about the bubble wrap than the gift.
Bubble wrap and the packaging, they do the damn gift.
Absolutely.
Well, yesterday, did you guys watch the Grammys?
Yes, I watched the white man get us again. Why does the white man does this to us every year and we fall for it?
What's that?
He holds that ball, we run it, and we kick it, and then everybody gets all mad. Oh my God, Jay-Z didn't win. Oh my God, SZA didn't win. Oh my God, the Migos didn't win.
Kendrick won
Did you
5.
really expect
I don't know
him
if that's a black and Bruno Mars
No,
won.
Kendrick won 5. Bruno Mars won a bunch.
They're still making up for Kendrick losing. They're still making up for Kendrick losing to Macklemore. Okay,
that's what he just have won some awards.
That's what they still making.
He deserved it. Damn, was a great album.
The fact that
Jay-Z is a great album.
Jay-Z was nominated for 8 awards and won 0.
And won none.
SZA was nominated for 5 and won 0. No disrespect to Alessia Cara, she's great, but wasn't she a best new artist 3 years ago?
Yeah, I don't understand how
I was trying to figure out how she was the best new artist too.
She was the best new artist 3 years ago. Okay, SZA gave possibly the best live performance of the night. SZA should have won best new artist. Other than that, I'm not really too upset.
You know who else had a great performance though? Not for nothing. No. Despacito.
That's right.
That performance was popping.
I was kind of confused.
It was great energy.
Why that didn't get what song of the year? That was downloaded 3 billion times, the most ever.
That song
transcended across all types of genres and all like that. I was surprised.
And then of course I love Kendrick's performance, the way he opened up the show.
Kendrick killed it.
Kendrick got
very powerful.
Kendrick got busy.
Very powerful.
He always gets busy. You can't even get mad at Kendrick. I wanted Rhapsody to win Best Rap Album, but can you really be upset because Kendrick Lamar won Best Rap Album?
Nope.
No. But I still think Jay-Z 4 for 4 should have won Album of the Year. But it's my personal favorite album of the year. And I don't need the Grammys validation, okay, to tell me what's dope.
I mean, that was a tough category because you had Kendrick in there as well and Bruno Mars as well. So that was a tough category.
And people have to understand there's a Grammy voting committee. So I think we all would have been eligible to vote if we chose to. And more people need to make sure they join that
we keep talking
Grammys
about that.
committee and vote.
But we need to get on.
Because we could complain about it, but if you didn't vote.
I don't care, to be honest with you. I'd rather go where I'm celebrated than go where I'm tolerated. I think that they should show up to the BET Awards. Now, the BET Awards happen in June. I don't want to hear it. The winner is Jay-Z and Jay-Z not there. Okay? I want everybody to put on their nice clothes and go to the BET Awards this summer. Okay? Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Blue Ivy really stole the show last night.
Yeah, her reactions to everything is just too cute, man. All right, well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what we talking about?
Well, let's talk about some more fallout. We'll tell you all the issues at Michigan State University right now. A lot of people have resigned.
Okay, and also, we gonna get this Migos interview on this morning? They came by Friday?
They came Friday. Let's be clear on that. So when you hear us not asking why, are y'all upset about not winning any Grammys yesterday? Understand we couldn't ask them because they came Friday.
Correct. So we'll get that on as well. So let's get the show cracking. Front page news is next. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ Envy Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club.
Young Cardi B got, she didn't win nothing last night either, right?
Nah, she lost to Kendrick twice as well.
Okay. Well, she still got nominated.
Mm-hmm.
She's still dope.
All right, well, let's get into some front page news. Now, did anybody watch the Pro Bowl? I didn't watch it.
The Pro Bowl came on?
Yeah, the AFC beat the NFC 24-23. I didn't watch it.
I boycotted the Pro Bowl. I took a knee on the Pro Bowl.
You took a knee on the Pro Bowl?
And no cap on the Pro Bowl.
Oh, my
Watching
goodness.
the Super Bowl, though.
Now, let's talk about the gymnastics, the USA gymnastics team, this guy here.
Yes, the USA Gymnastics entire board is resigning over the Larry Nassar scandal. And, I mean, all these years, decades of Larry Nassar sexually assaulting and abusing and raping these young women, that makes complete sense to me the way they handled the whole situation. They've decided that the entire board has to resign. The USA Gymnastics, after an ultimatum by the U.S. Olympics Committee, had said that they are going to have to comply with that demand within a week after how they handled the sex abuse scandal.
But did they know? Did they know and was covering it up?
I think what happened, what they did not specify certain other issues, but I guess basically people were speaking out about it and it was covered up.
Wow.
And the same thing just happened at Michigan State University, and Larry Nassar was the person there who worked with he was the coach there, what do you call it?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
He was a doctor for
the team.
at Michigan State University for the team. And at least 16 Michigan State University football players have also been accused of sexual assault or violence against women over the last decade. And they're saying also at Michigan State University, people are resigning as well. The athletic director, Mark Hollis, resigned on Friday, and now other people are resigning too because a new report has shown for years at Michigan State they've covered up bad behavior by student athletes.
Wow.
And they also assigned its own athletic department to investigate claims of rape, assault, and other misconduct. So,
oh, there you go. See, that's some context. See, when you find out that they were covering things up or they knew and weren't saying anything, yes, that's why they need to resign.
Well, that's at Michigan State University. This is also the USA Gymnastics entire board. All this over the Larry Nassar scandal.
So I'm assuming that it was the same thing. People were making complaints and the board wasn't saying anything about it. So now that it came out and blew up in their face, they got to go.
Everybody got to go. That's right.
Right. They're saying whether they knew or they didn't know there was a big problem and how could this have been going on for so long without being investigated.
Now, what else we talking about from Page News?
The IKEA founder, Ingvar Kamprad, has died at 91, the guy who started IKEA. Now, you know, he started off when he was younger selling matchboxes to neighbors from his bicycle. He found out he could buy them in bulk, very cheap, and then he sold them at a low price and still made a good profit. After that, he started selling fish, Christmas tree decoration seeds, and ballpoint pens and pencils, and then he started a whole entire catalog where people could then order things, and that's when he introduced furniture. Now, he does have an autobiography that he wrote, and even though he had some missteps early on in his life, people still say that never rubbed off on the brand of IKEA. He actually early on in life flirted with the idea of Nazism because his own family were very big supporters of Hitler. His grandmother was a strong supporter for Hitler.
You what?
Really?
All these Negroes that have been out here buying IKEA furniture all these years, y'all been buying that? Y'all wanted to boycott Timberland for a fake story about how Timberland, what do you say, the tree on for hanging on black people? What was it? They hung black people from the tree on the Timberland?
Well, this is something he put out himself, and he talked about his early youthful delusions and how influenced he was as a child by his grandmother. So early on in life until he realized, obviously, not a good idea.
IKEA. You ain't gonna throw that IKEA furniture out you got in your house, though. I bet you won't boycott IKEA, will you? Nope. Okay, you need someplace to sit on this morning when you get home today.
It'll break down in a couple of years anyway. So. All right. All right, well, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Or maybe you feel blessed, you want to spread some positivity. Whatever it may be, call us up right now. Phone lines are wide open. 800-585-1051. Hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Who's this?
Yo, good, MBS. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Charlamagne.
Good morning.
Peace, my brother.
What's up, man?
Yo, so, Charlamagne, you were talking about Jay-Z being pretty much snubbed from not winning the Grammys.
I don't think there's no such thing as a snub at the Grammys. The Grammys are culturally clueless people. I think that we get excited because they give.
I think you're wrong with that, though. I don't think you're right with that when you say they're culturally clueless. How could they be culturally clueless? Hip hop is not the only culture. I mean, I'm a big hip hop opponent, but hip hop is not the only culture. So you can't say you're proponent. You can't say that they're culturally clueless because they don't listen or pay attention to the thing that you like.
Well, listen, I didn't say Jay-Z got snubbed. I said I wanted Jay-Z to win the best album of the year. Like I'm not mad at the Bruno Mars selection, but
I mean, Bruno Mars had the only album that ran across every genre. Jay-Z's album was kind of like a niche album. It was like specific to us. And in music, you kind of have to transcend everybody. So Bruno Mars did that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. I mean, I'm not saying you were mad about that, but you were definitely mad that you're saying he was nominated 8 times and won nothing. He don't have to win because he got nominated.
Well, listen, man. I mean, we're not gonna sit here and act like the Grammys have been getting it historically right for years. Okay, let's not forget. Let's not forget Adele beat Beyonce last year for Album of the Year. Okay.
Yeah, but that's last year. Come on now. Everything is on a progressive level now. Things are looking at. People are more open to stuff.
Well, how do you explain Alessia Cara, who damn near was a new artist 3 years ago, beating SZA?
Well, they get everything right. Alessia Cara,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Alessia Cara shouldn't have been in that category.
She definitely got a new artist. Didn't she come up here 2 years ago?
Yes, I'm just making sure. But I don't care about the goddamn Grammys, man. So I get what you're saying, huh?
I don't know. Maybe it's based on when her album was released. I don't know. But she definitely came here 2 years ago to talk about music. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what up, man? It's Renz from Brooklyn.
Renz, get it off your chest, bro.
Yo, I'm blessed today, man. I'm on my way to work. You know, my family is healthy. My girl is healthy. Everything is good. I have a movie streaming service that's coming out soon. You know, I'm looking for investors right now, and everything is just going good, man.
All right, man. Stay blessed,
Congratulations,
bro.
sir.
Enjoy your Monday.
What's going on, Charlamagne? Shout out to you guys. I love listening to y'all.
All right, thank you,
My
brother. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, that's Paul from Orlando, Florida, man.
What's up? Get it off your chest.
Yeah, man, I'm mad, man, because, well, I ain't mad. It's just, I don't understand women. They don't like to drive. Like, all this weekend, I had to go to Atlanta for the Honda Battle of the Bands. I drove all the way 6 hours there from Orlando. Then had to drive 7 hours back, and I had to go pick up a little boy. And she get mad, and she don't want to drive. I asked her to drive on the way back and pick her son up. She don't want to drive.
Now, you can't say that's all women. Your woman doesn't really like to drive.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of women don't like to drive. My wife the same way. She don't like to drive, too. She get tired when I gotta drive.
I feel like a sucker when I can't drive. We drove to Atlantic City on Friday, and I was so tired, man. I drove about an hour. Because you got to think, we left Jersey about 4 o'clock. So you know what that means. You hit traffic about 5 o'clock.
Stuck in traffic.
So I'm in there for an hour, 30 minutes. We ain't getting nowhere yet. I'm like, look, man, I ain't got no more in me, baby.
And now the thing is, she work at night, and I'm on my way to work right now.
Dang.
she work at night.
I drove all the way back, though.
You just do, you know, what I do sometimes, I act like I just car swerve a little bit. My wife be like, you tired? Like, nah, I got it. And so when I pull up, I'll drive. Hey, I got trickle sometimes. Not anymore, right? Yeah. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hey, man, this is Breakfast TV on IG, man. Got 2 questions for you, Envy.
Go, shoot.
When is the CAA weekend?
CIAA?
CIAA weekend.
March something, right?
I could tell you right now. They started posting flyers already. Let me see. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. You coming to the day party this year?
Hey, good Genzo is in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, it's in North Carolina.
It's North Carolina every year, Charlotte.
I'm trying to be in there, man.
I'm going to tell you the date.
Yeah, it's March 2nd.
March 2nd is the date?
March 2nd to the 4th.
March 2nd to the 4th.
Okay. And Envy, where you get your My God versus My Enemy shirt from?
It's a Instagram called Body of God.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely check that out. And I appreciate y'all for helping me get my page started on IG, Reckless TV, man. Y'all really did help me out, man. I got over 200 followers in a month's period. That's great, man. I bless y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
And this year we're gonna be at it's the 5th annual day and night party. It's gonna be at Empire.
Hey, Empire?
At Empire this year.
That's in the epicenter, right?
Yeah, at the epicenter, Empire.
So, how much the tickets going for?
I mean, you gotta check that out.
I don't know, man. No goddamn
I'm just telling you, it's at the Empire, man.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, bro. Hello, who's this?
This is Bishop.
Hey, Bishop, get it off your chest.
I'm sick and tired of women complaining about the men cheating, right? Just recently, a friend of ours, me and my wife, got caught cheating.
Okay, we're sick and tired of men cheating.
Right, yeah, I'm tired of men cheating too. But the fact of the matter is, when the story broke, the man was getting sex like 3 times a month. Now, a man doesn't want sex. A man needs sex. There's a difference between want some water and need some water. Now, if your man leaves out after he done told you he wanted sex, and you let him go a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as if you didn't realize that your man just tugged on your cape.
So basically you're saying what your woman don't do, another woman will, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So stop just complaining when he goes out and he gets him a piece. It's only sex to him, but you didn't want it. You didn't want to give it to him. You would took your headache, your whatever.
Well, here's the thing,
Well,
my
now
brother.
she really is never going to give it to him, and now he probably destroyed their relationship.
Well, I understand
Was it worth it?
I understand what you're complaining about, sir, but you have to understand your woman didn't want to have sex with you because she was busy getting aired out by another guy. She was tired.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. A woman doesn't always want you to be slapping bellies with her. You know what I'm saying? But you need to leave your man. You need to leave your man drained. Then he can't get that thing.
Now let me ask you this: if it's no big deal and it's not a problem because it's only sex, why didn't he just tell her, "Hey, I'm about to go have sex with this other woman"? Why did he lie?
Because he ain't stupid. You know what I mean? You don't want to be stupid. You know.
So now you've lied. Not only have you had sex with somebody else, but you also are a liar.
Apparently, yes.
I'm telling you, your woman didn't want to have sex with you because she already got aired out by somebody else, man. Have a nice day.
Well, have a good one, bro. Hey, all right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, you can hit us at any time. And shout out to Khalid. All right, I took my daughter to go see him Saturday night, and he absolutely positively killed it.
Did he win anything yesterday?
He did not.
No, he was nominated for Best New Artist also.
Yes, he was. He didn't win anything.
Oh, Leslie Cara, I'm telling you, Leslie Cara was a new artist 3 years ago.
She was.
Okay, how she beat Khalid and freaking SZA?
And SZA.
That makes no sense.
My goodness. Well, we got rumors on the way, E?
Yeah, let's talk about Meek Mill. There's more information about what was going on behind the scenes with this whole probation violation case. Also, Roland Martin, he had some things to say about Monique.
Salute to my guy, Roland. I talked to Roland this weekend.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey everybody, it's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. We're talking Monique.
Well, Monique, has been a lot of controversy surrounding her offer from Netflix. She wanted people to boycott. She said she was only offered $500,000, but now there's more information coming out. Now, over the weekend, she tweeted, "Brother Roland," to Roland Martin, "please listen, we're getting ready to do press. I appreciate your fight. However, where is your fight for equality when it comes to your sisters?
Oh, stop.
Let's talk, brother." Well, Roland Martin did not take this too kindly, and he went and had some things to say on Twitter. And he said, "Monique, the fact that you're even asking that question about what I've done to fight for equality and sisters shows you don't know. I don't talk about it, I do it. Have done it my whole career. I don't need to talk, I put in the work. Anyone who watched my TV One shows knows that. They know who I put on as guest panelists, even guest hosts. You don't want to go there with me. But again, Monique, you really need to address the email John Murray read that he said was from Will Packer to your husband. That is damning. It spoke of how you mistreated the crew, men and women. Either you did or you didn't. Speak to that."
But that is a fact. I mean, Roland Martin's track record speaks for itself when it comes to empowering black women.
And then he goes on to say, "But Monique, you're going to have to own up to your stuff too if you want others to. That Ebony magazine cover you were on with Chris Rock and Steve Harvey, I conceived that issue. I was told the photo shoot was a horror because of you. So here's my final point, Monique. You are 100% right about black women, black men, and other people of color getting paid top dollar. But how we treat others impacts how we get paid. Now ask yourself, is it you or every other major black Hollywood player that's the problem?" And it goes on and on. So I went to look at what John Murray had to say, because John Murray did read an email that Will Packer sent to Monique's husband. And here is what John Murray had to say about Monique.
So let me share with you some of the things that happened behind the scenes at Almost Christmas so that you understand why Monique is unemployable in this business. Will Packer says, "Myself, my team, and Universal staff have gone out of their collective ways to bend over backwards to make Monique feel comfortable and respected during every step of this process. You have rejected reasonable attempts at positive and proactive communication. Even all of Hollywood is telling her that husband of yours is going to ruin everything."
Well, here's the thing. Race and gender bias is real. Black women being underappreciated and underpaid is real, but that has nothing to do with Monique's situation. Monique is just delusional, and her current market value is nowhere near that of Amy Schumer, Chris Rock, or Dave Chappelle. And at this point, Monique is just a false prophet, leading her people astray with propaganda.
Now here's what else John Murray had to say.
There is a list of people who would never work with Monique ever again. Lionsgate, they did Precious. Tyler Perry, she disrespected him. Oprah Winfrey, own Oprah's network. Lee Daniels, for all the obvious reasons. Fox, Will Packer, ABC, BET. The CEO there said working with Monique was one of the worst experiences of her career. CBS and The Talk, TV Land, Netflix, and lastly, Universal Pictures.
Listen, man. At this point, Monique.
No, he said not TV land. Might be time to rethink some strategies.
Monique and her husband Sydney need to get off the internet and put together a theater tour. Okay, show your worth. If you are what you say you are, go prove everybody wrong by selling out a 10-city theater tour.
But what Roland said that's really correct is that you have to treat people well.
Absolutely.
Like you do. You can't mistreat and abuse the staff.
And that tour won't do anything. If I don't like you because of the way you treat people, is treat my staff. I don't care how much money you can make.
It's the people, though. If the people show up to support you, then they show that you have a fan base. Now, let's be clear. Terrible attitudes, yes. Nobody wants to work with people with bad attitudes. But if you're an amazing talent with a bad attitude and you bringing in the numbers, they still going to rock with you.
Yeah, she is an amazing talent, but people also have choices. And they could say, you know what? This person was such a nightmare, I'll never work with them again. And that's just
it's a lot of nightmares in the industry. But it's like, and people will rock with you as long as you popping.
For a little bit.
But when you're not popping no more,
oh my goodness,
it's a wrap. You can do what you want when you're popping. But when you're not popping, it's a wrap.
All right, and we're looking at Meek Mill right now. They're saying Meek Mill may be getting a break because they have ordered the release of documents that could prove that the trial judge in his probation violation case was biased. So now they're going to release those documents.
I hope so, man.
Yeah, and in addition to that, they also have given some details about the court clerk asking Meek Mill for tuition money. Apparently, the clerk, Wanda Chavaria, slipped a note to him.
Crazy, man.
And said, this will probably be my son's last semester at VCU if the tuition isn't paid for this year. And unfortunately, with my bad credit, I'm unable to secure a loan or co-sign a loan for my son. Anything you can do is very much appreciated.
Well, when is this hearing? Because if Meek Mill get out in time for the see Philly in the Super Bowl, I need to holler at his root doctor. All right? Okay.
How could you do that? He's on trial.
When is the hearing?
He's crying. I've never heard nothing like that.
How is this
the clerk
okay?
sends him a letter and says, hey, can you pay my kids tuition? That's crazy.
Is the hearing this week, though?
Oh, I don't know, but I guess they're going to try to see what they can do.
If Meek Mill gets out in time to watch Philly in the Super Bowl, somebody please give me the name of his root doctor. Okay.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your
I need to make a horn come out somebody's head right now.
Whose head?
Don't worry about that. When you see somebody walking around the horn coming out their head, you're like, yep, Charlotte did that.
Oh, my goodness. All right. When we come back, Migos will be in the building. Actually, we interviewed them on Friday.
Yes, they came Friday after the show. Why did they come? Oh, the album came out.
Why did they come? Yeah. You know they have a clothing line in Bloomingdale's too, a Culture 2 clothing line.
I'm sure I can't fit any of it.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Too tight?
More than likely.
All right, well, we'll kick it with them when we come back.
I got thighs and hips. When you got thighs and hips, you can't wear nothing to Migos.
You do got some hips.
All right, Chocolate Thunder.
Maybe
when
it's
we come back,
for you.
Migos, it's the Breakfast Club. Good boy. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
The gang.
Album's out right now. Migos.
What's happening?
We got OG Quality Control. What's up, sir?
What's up?
Hey, y'all getting a lot of money, man.
Yes, sir.
A lot of money.
He said, yes, sir.
Keeping God first, you know. What happened?
Hey, what exactly is culture to the Migos?
We the way we bring all the people together, the young generation. We making new music, keeping it fresh, and we the boys who started all this crazy flow, this crazy ice. We're taking over the game.
Yeah.
And there's 24 songs on this new album now. We actually had to reschedule because I guess there was some type of last-minute emergency before the album
came out. You had to fly back or something to fix a verse or something?
Nah, you know, we were just on the PJ figuring out the album at the same time. So you on the private jet, figuring out the album, then trying to get to the Breakfast Club. Nah, it wasn't
3 days before the album came out, y'all didn't have it right yet?
Yeah, we on the clock. We got
You got to do the last-minute test.
You can't rush greatness.
Isn't that crazy? Because back in the day, you used to have to submit your album so much earlier, and now, 3 days before, you could still make changes.
We try to hold on to it long because, you know, albums be leaking.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't doing that.
Some way.
Mm-hmm.
How come so many songs this time? 24 is a lot.
It's a Culture 2 and 3.
It's an anniversary, and it been a year. Been a year since we dropped our last album.
Yeah, so.
We got so many songs, it's only right.
You've been producing and mixing though, right? Because I mean, early on, y'all didn't have the budgets and all of that to do, so you've been doing that, right?
Yeah,
no, we had the budget for sure. but we just always were in-house and did it in-house. Cause when you make music, a lot of engineers don't know like the sound. They just know to mix it a traditional way.
But I'm talking about early on, even before QC, when y'all was with Gucci.
We've been in our lab ourselves, been hands-on with our craft. Got to.
Now, the interesting thing about y'all is y'all really hip-hop heads, though. Like, I hear Offset referencing Wu-Tang on the 21 Savage collaboration. And Quavo, you said Jay is your favorite rapper. Why is it this stigma that y'all not real hip-hop?
We pay homage to the OGs that paved the way for it, and I really listen to that. I don't know what. If you can say you don't know who these folks is, you got to be lying.
You got to know the game that you in. You know what I'm saying? You got to know who paved the way, who came in the door first. Got to.
How's it feel to be nominated for some Grammys, especially with Grammys being on the East Coast this time around and it's cold as hell outside? How does what's that feeling like?
First, it's a blessing, but you know, this is what you do it for to get that trophy, bring that home. Like,
is that the one thing that your moms respect? Because moms always know the Grammys. Like, their moms might might not care about some of the other awards, but mommy knows the Grammys.
Mom do respect us, period. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all just bought her a house.
Shout out to Mom.
Taking you.
Mama.
How'd that feel to buy your mom's a house, man?
Feel good. Accomplishments on accomplishments, blessings on blessings. We ain't gotta wait on no another guy. She ain't gotta wait on nobody, and she got it from her boys. That's the best ticket in the world from her mama.
Is that something you had on like a vision board or something? Like, I'm gonna buy my mama a house. Is that the feeling like I made it now?
Me and Takeoff bought my mama a house.
Right.
And we had to. We got to. Got to take care of mama.
Seems like you guys got your business together. Most artists don't usually have their business together until it's too late. What gave y'all the sense to have your shit together?
Big dog right there.
Have a good structure.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a foundation. And then when that bag come in, extra different. You can't move the same way how you move when you first got some money. You know?
And keeping it real.
You be on the ASP?
Yeah.
Are you telling them not to waste their money, or you just?
No, man. I just try to instill in them the same things I was taught coming up. You know, they young, they getting money right now. They came in getting money. Like, people don't know. It was a real grind for us, but people don't know. Like, when we first started, they came in with money. You know what I'm saying? You know, we were grinding. We were grinding out there in the street, but, you know, you ask them folks in the streets at Atlanta, Migos, they came in doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I was listening to Cardi B talk about Offset inspiring her to get a business manager and to get a lawyer and all that. And most of the times you don't necessarily hear that, because most times when artists get money, it's so new, they just spend. How did you have that mind frame? Like, I know I need to get this, I need to get that, I need to get this. Like, where did you get that mind frame and business sense from?
Cool, we came in the game. Like I said, Big Dog put it on me. Like, he came in teaching us whatever he learned. You know what I'm saying? It was whatever he learned, I learned at the same time. And then I know she had just transferred from not really in the music to having a real hit single. So that money coming in, you gotta clean that up. I'm a player, I ain't gonna leave her to have the money not straight. You know
He said you gotta clean that up. You know, he's still thinking, oh, I gotta clean that money up. It's clean now, it's clean.
No, you gotta clean the business up. That's what I mean, not the money, the business behind the money. You know what I'm saying?
He said
But y'all like second, third generation millionaires in Atlanta, though. It ain't like money new to black folks in Atlanta. Especially young black folks.
Everybody got money. Atlanta, Black Hollywood. Everybody got money.
Beautiful out there. Cars, superstars. You know what I'm saying?
Us. You know?
We the wave.
Why you think the sound in Atlanta is accepted all around the world? Like, because y'all hood niggas, man. Y'all smell like loud right now. But the sound is accepted all around the world. Why?
Because it's authentic. It's real. It's fun.
Natural.
It's not too much thought. You know what I'm saying? It's not too much. It's not too deep. You can get deep, but it ain't really too deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more enjoyable music, more enjoyable vibe.
The hottest in the streets.
Hey, you know what else is great? You guys say that everybody's on the field, nobody's in the bleachers. And y'all have all done your own thing, like, individually. But you guys support each other. Like, Takeoff, you have the album coming, the mixtape with Yachty. Is it an album or a mixtape?
Just wait on it. I can't tell you too much. I can't spill the beans too much. You just know it's on the way.
All right, is it almost done?
Oh, it's finished. Complete.
It's finished?
Yeah, you know, already in the rap.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a tweet this morning that was interesting. It said Young Rich 2 was Quavo's album, Culture was Offset's album, and Culture 2 is Takeoff's album.
Yeah, it seems like individually, because first it was like Quavo, then it was like Offset, now it's like Takeoff.
Is that purposely done?
Nah.
Everybody got their own time.
Yeah,
Everybody
got the drip, man.
It's all about time.
It's all in one bowl.
Yeah, we're one.
We're all in one bowl, so every piece is special. It ain't like, that's why we ain't like nobody else. Everybody powerful, ain't no weak link.
How do y'all make sure y'all stay together as a team? Because usually this is around the time when we start seeing teams start dispersing a little bit, breaking up and beefing and bickering.
It's real family around. Blood. I mean, we've been through everything.
We ain't get it like everybody either. I feel like we went through more stuff. Sleeping on that. Nigga telling us we ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? We had to really show people, make them wake up like we the real deal. That also keep us together too, because it ain't no, we kept it all the way. We started from the bottom. We ain't had no quick little hit and I don't feel like we came straight from the mud as one. That's why we gonna leave out as one. We still can do our own things, but we support each other. You got to. We brothers. We ain't tripping about that. That's lick money.
So I remember the grind. I remember y'all did a club for me. It was Perfections, and at the time, I think I gave y'all $3,000. That's how long ago it was.
Damn, why you put that out?
They nowhere near that now. But I appreciate
y'all got to make that up next time Envy asks.
Yeah, next time you got to overcharge for what you did.
No, but I appreciate it. But I remember seeing the grind back then and how hard they went.
Next time gonna be 300,000.
But that's how much the grind was. They grinded it out, and at the time it was nobody believed, and they thought they were one-hit wonders, and now they proved the industry wrong. And that's right.
We was really independent. Don't forget that.
Right.
Really independent. On the charts, independent.
And that's a relationship to me with DJ Envy.
I don't remember.
I never took no $3,000.
They want no early. Listen, they want no early. Listen, they want no early 1479 day when Cold K was just on that. It was just for promo.
For promo.
Looking back in my.
So K told y'all it was for free, but he took the $3,000.
But you know, that might have went to that single
travel expenses.
Nah, I just don't remember you trying to pay that fee. That fee too low, my brother.
That was about 10 years ago.
I'm just
10 years ago.
It was about 10. It was. I don't even think I was here.
It ain't been out 10 years yet.
10 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
2013.
2013.
What's the lowest y'all took for a club appearance or something that y'all can remember?
Our first. It been free before. It been a rack before. Shit.
Yeah.
And you had to get in the door.
Was that just in Atlanta or just everywhere?
Nah, them 4 states, bro.
Them little country time trying to get in the car. We drove the car, came. We haven't been in the bottom now.
That's interesting because people even now might have been like, well, I was there early on and I was booking you off for stuff for $3,000. I can't get no love now. Now what happens?
Did you respect my grind?
They got to respect the evolution, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Some people get some love, I'm sure, though. Some people get a little slight discount.
You still get love, but you know what I'm saying? You still want to pay that rent.
We're going to give you that Charlamagne.
Now, Quavo, we've been seeing you working with Iggy Azalea. What's going on with that? Because I'm sure you're executive producing. Maybe people are tapping you to do other stuff, too.
Quavo making music. They like the wave. We wave.
Is there anybody you feel like you wouldn't get a sound to? Is that you turn like you wouldn't do a song with or wouldn't do a project with?
When the price is right, we can work.
You think you can make somebody into a star?
Yeah, you trying to record?
Hey.
You trying to record?
You want to experiment?
Make you a star. Let's do it.
What make you think you can sell a Yee project?
We can do Yee, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all will play it here.
QC got the radio, we already got the
pool. And you're paying $3,000 to come perform in the beginning?
Paid $3,000.
I'm definitely not playing no Yee records.
Now in Atlanta,
I'm going to diss you and I'm going to diss you on it.
Now in Atlanta, what's the difference between people from the east side, west side, and the north? Like, is there a difference?
We together, cause see, in QC team, we got the East, the West, and the North all on one team. You know what they made? The All-Star Dream Team. That's what it is. See, in Atlanta, we don't got, it's more love, I feel like, than all the other cities, cause they be having one rapper, or they don't got no rapper. We be having 5 ops in the same studio. It be so in-house, like y'all don't even know how close folks be in-house. Like, everything be so small in the city. I don't think it's really no different. Everybody be moving the same way. I just know the North right now, we got we smashing. We smashing right now,
Now you said you love Wu-Tang and you love Hov, and listen to some of those lyrics early on. It was disrespectful. Now people seem like they too sensitive. Do you gotta watch in your lyrics what you say because it seems like the industry
they got
way too sensitive?
They got on you for saying queer the other day.
We stuck up for you though. I don't know if you heard. We stuck up for you though.
I ain't know what that meant though. On some real. I really ain't know what that meant.
You know what
I didn't take it like, cause that's the way it's been used. It's kind of, I really don't want to talk about that. But it's all love. I got love everywhere. I don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on fashion myself. You know what I'm saying? So I got love for everybody. I ain't never been no discriminating on nobody.
You used it in the proper context though. Like, it just means weirdo. That's all it means.
I was referring as like somebody can't put me on camera, cause it's a lot of my, even your friends. Like you might see your boy you ain't seen in a year. And you might turn around and he just got the camera on you, you ain't even know. I was talking about like that.
Weirdo. Yeah.
I want I don't even get into that.
Now, you don't get enough credit, though, Offset, man, for staying out of trouble. There was one point time you was in jail and out of jail. It seemed like you was the guy that was going to be causing the most problems in the group, but you clean out here.
Gotta clean it up, my boy. My boy, you know what I'm saying? You had a real talk, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta clean it up. It ain't about that. I was moving fast when I first got out, though. I had just got out. Everything, I didn't go through the first, everything. I went through the bottom part. I still couldn't believe a lot of things. I had the big, I was feeling myself. So I was getting in trouble. I ain't with that no more. It's about recording, focus, get the money.
When did you feel the switch happening? Was it after you jumped off the stage and punched the dude, or like was it when you was in jail? Which one was it?
It was just after all the, you know, you just look back at yourself when you grow up, man. I be at home, might be recording. It ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? At one point, it was like I wasn't trying to do it to be cool, but it was alright. It was getting by, but it just got to a point where it wasn't cool no more. Like you tripping, you can lose everything playing. I ain't finna do that. And I just got focused.
Were you ever really concerned, B?
Oh, yeah, of course. Because, you know, they young, spotlight on them. People go to hate when you start getting money. You know what I'm saying? They start getting money, like, real fast. And, you know, you got to watch out for the hating police. You got to watch out for the haters in the street. You know, we've been through a lot that a lot of people don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, people do know about because they document shootouts and all kind of crazy stuff. So I was really concerned about, you know, their well-being. But, you know, you learn from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the mistakes that they made and some of the bad, not mistakes, but just bad choices that they made back in the day, that, you know, they grew from, you know what I'm saying? They understand that wasn't gonna get them to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So they good now. They young men.
Quick, when you doing the Migos biopic, are y'all ready to talk about all of that type of stuff? Is statute of limitations up on a lot of stuff?
Nah, ain't no limitations. We Gucci.
No. Be on 7 years.
You gotta give 7.
Like how much did you talk about in the biopic?
It's two. We gotta wait 2 more years then.
Now, I saw you guys were talking about Kanye produced a lot of songs that you didn't use on this album. So does that mean you guys have another album almost ready to go after this? Because I know you guys keep coming.
We just be recording records. Just recording records. It wasn't necessarily for the Culture album. He did Bad Bitches Only. People probably don't even know that.
Or the June 21.
Yeah. So him, Buddha, me, and we all just got on and collab. But I brought the record to him and he played like 3 samples on it, and the just stuck with the bass line and it was a rap from him.
Is Atlanta still the biggest influence on y'all musically? Takeoff?
Sure.
We're gonna make Takeoff say something.
Yeah, you know. I mean, yeah, that's where the drink come from. That's where we be at, you know. So yeah, you can say that.
What about you, Quavo? It's still like because y'all all around the world. It's still the biggest influence on you musically.
Got to. Can't live nowhere. Can't be nowhere without the A. You know what I'm saying? We got to be there getting all the. That's where our foundation at. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call home. So we gotta start from there.
What's your favorite place that y'all been to in the world thus far? We see y'all on the gram, all in the water in these different exotic places. What's your favorite spot?
That place that we was at, the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, that's Iceland.
Iceland.
I'd say South Africa.
I like South Africa.
Yeah. I heard the Blue Lagoon is dope. I heard it's freezing cold, but they got little warm
ice
things you could jump in the water and it's nice and warm. Naturally.
Big pools it's like volcanic warm water, but it's on rock, so that's the only reason.
That's the next trip I'm taking the fam. I heard it's dope.
Why you like South Africa, Takeoff?
It's just the vibe. It's like
we straight out the jungle. Yeah.
What country got the best pussy?
No, it's crazy.
America.
I say that's what I like on shit. That's what I fuck with on shit. Word.
I'm saying going
no
on
problem on the same way.
Now, on Superstar, on Superstar, the Culture 2 album, Quavo, you say you out of your element. Do y'all feel out of your element in the industry? Are y'all adapting to it?
They adapting to us. They finally getting what we saying. Because we've been knocking at the door for a long time trying to get y'all to understand the game. But now y'all really like cut the on button on the ears, and y'all fucking with us, so we appreciate it.
Did y'all know it was gonna be like this?
Hell yeah, that's what we dream for.
You did, for sure, for sure.
Even the crossover success?
That's what we do it for.
I love it. Yeah. You did, yeah.
I never doubted. I believe. Early.
Who believe?
I fucked the Migos the first time y'all came up here really early.
Oh, it can't be two people that put us. Either you, he said he put us too.
No, I was the one that did it because they were like, we had the Migos up here, and that's when y'all just.
You meant radio. I'm in the club.
Yeah, I meant on the station.
Y'all been coming to the Breakfast Club for a long time now. Before it was just Migos, it was Offset. I mean, Takeoff and Quavo. Takeoff and Quavo. And Offset was locked up. Offset called in from jail one time.
Right.
For sure. I'm telling you that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because early on,
they've been rocking with us for a minute. For a minute.
Yeah.
That's why we pull up every time y'all got to.
Yeah, we appreciate it because y'all don't be that late either. I think sometimes people have a misconception like, oh,
we
you're not going to make it.
And I ain't gonna lie, man, I've been watching y'all. Y'all gotten a lot better in interviews lately, man. I've been watching y'all. It's like y'all finally realizing y'all ain't drug dealers no more, so y'all actually talking. Like y'all ain't acting like y'all talking.
They start feeling like, yeah, that's what they were feeling like. Little interrogation rooms, you know what I mean? We don't really speak to those.
Right.
But yeah, we in there.
Now, Pete, do you ever get nervous of too much music? Because there's a lot of Migos records that's catching. There's like, you know what I mean? I can name 5. Do you work like, slow down, fellas, or you just like keep going?
Nah, we're gonna flood the market share.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get 80% of the market share and leave 20% to the world.
Damn it, you greedy P.
Yeah.
If you don't
see, we're a whole team. That's what make it not greedy, because a lot of we're a team. The whole team got it. You see, if you come to the A, ain't nobody looking like us. If you go to New York, ain't nobody. LA, cause our whole team, Wraiths, Lambo, when we go to the club, for real, I don't see it nowhere else. We need all of it. And then I feel like we got so much.
We got Atlanta looking like Dubai. You know how in Dubai that thing just back to back, transform a game.
Yeah.
Come on, pull your car down there. I see you got a nice one.
Yeah,
on swerve the lane one time.
And he said you got a nice one, like you only got one.
Cover them things.
It's stunted on you.
What you got, Charlamagne? What you got?
2004 Cadillac.
You can't swerve the lane. What you got?
200,000 miles on it.
Now, do you tell each other if you're doing a song and you don't like somebody's verse, or you guys just let it rock?
You know how we came up, for real though. That's how we came up. It's like it ain't like it's easy. I used to do a verse and it'd be girls, homeboys. If it ain't hard, I'm talking about like we was like in 8th grade, 7th grade, high school. Oh, it get deleted right there. We ain't never had no pressure like telling you like, nah, bro, that ain't it. And it ain't never been taken like as no personal. Like if he tell me that, I know he right. I'm gonna delete it and I'm gonna go back in. It ain't like, bro, you don't know what you talking about. It ain't none of that. It's easy to work with each other like that. You know what I'm saying?
With the side project, what's the reasoning behind that? Like you and 21, or Quavo and Travis, or the upcoming Yachty and Takeoff. Like what's the reasoning behind the side project?
Just showing versatility. Yeah. Just showing we can branch off and work. I mean, we hit the game with all the features and up the game with the features. We might as well put it on the project. It makes sense. Yeah.
Why them? Just because they family, they extended family, sort of.
Sort of.
The chemistry. For sure. I wouldn't do no project with nobody I don't, you know what I'm saying, got good chemistry with and rock with.
Right. And we all hot. It did.
Quavo, you said Takeoff was the best one out of the Migos.
Yeah, we all the best.
All right.
He the best.
Now you said he's the best lyrically. You know, Charlamagne has been saying that pretty from day one.
Nobody listen to me, man.
No, nobody listen to you, but
I mean, it been like that just growing up. You know what I mean? Just
all the way growing up.
He the youngest, and I feel like he learned more from, you know what I mean, from his uncle. You know what I mean? His big cousin. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Uncle Cub and shit. And he soaked it all in, and with his own craft being ahead of his time, being on our, you know what I'm saying, our age and our time, I feel like he got to be the best.
But Takeoff be rapping. He even confused Nicki Minaj because Nicki said she didn't realize you was rapping about her on Motorsport.
Cap.
Now with the album, are you paying attention to what people are saying about it? Like, are y'all looking with Culture 2 trending and everything? Are you looking at what people are saying?
Yeah, I look every now and then. I try not to look, but yeah, I be looking. Just check on it, see what's going on.
Well, why you try not to look? You just want to be influenced by other people's...
Just don't, so I won't worry about it too much.
Right.
Just let it go. Cause I know what they're gonna do. You just look at it too much, you get to thinking too hard. And you get to waiting, taking too long, you just get to, you know what I'm saying? So just let it do its own long.
Quick, I saw you say that Nicki and Cardi played themselves by not doing the video together.
I ain't say they played themselves. Ebro said they played themselves.
Oh.
I said I tried to get them all in one shot. That's it.
They didn't want to do it?
I tried to get them all in one shot. The
Scheduling conflicts?
schedule. I put on schedule.
That's your story.
Trying to help, Quavo.
Schedule. Thank you. That was good.
Now, what do y'all learn from Gucci, man? Because I always see y'all with Gucci. It's like every club appearance I see Gucci at, I either see P, I see you and Off or Taylor. It's always either together, it's always y'all.
We just a real family. We came in the door together. We just been everything loyal. Like, I don't know who else to wind with in the city if it ain't D-Boy. Period.
You threw you a party, or you threw him a party, right, Seth? Which one was it?
Met Gala turned into a video. When we did the Met Gala song, me and him, surprised the bachelor party turned into a video, though. Turned out right, though.
What advice does he give you?
You know what I'm saying? Stay on these sucker neck. Don't be worried about no hating, G. Keep every time you see somebody hating, upload the link. You know what I'm saying? Upload the song.
Be looking for that Glacier Boy project too.
Oh yeah.
What's the Glacier?
Glacier
Boy.
When we get together, that's what we call ourselves. Whole gang, just Glacier Boy. It's too much money, too many cars all at one time. It's a glacier.
Glacier Boy.
Now, y'all did the Culture National Anthem. You say, my people prayed and take a knee. We don't need stripes because we got bright stars. Break that line down for me.
We don't need stripes. We got stars. We got all our people that's powerful. We can stand together. That's what I mean by stars. Because we all bright. We can stand together. And when you pray, you take a knee. So you're pretty much kneeling anyway. So it's like when you standing for the national anthem, you saying a prayer before the game, making sure everything good, talking to God, getting yourself right. So it ain't nothing wrong with taking a knee because you're still kneeling and praying at the same time.
All right. I've been seeing you give it back a lot recently. I mean, they've been showing it more, and I love to see that. You've been going back to your high school and giving back. How much does that mean to you?
I like it. I try to be like a superhero. I try to touch everybody I can. And starting with my town and starting with my city first.
Because I think Takeoff just quit the group.
I'm gonna tell you something. If I go to jail with anybody, I'd love to go to jail with Takeoff. Takeoff ain't gonna say nothing. You hear me? Takeoff ain't gonna say a word.
Well, the album is out right now. Make sure you go pick it up, go stream it, and good luck on the Grammys.
Wait a minute, does Takeoff do this usually? Because I saw y'all do this in LA. I think y'all just got up and left, but y'all had a flight to catch.
No, they gotta go to the bathroom. They said the note said you gotta go to the bathroom. But
Damn, Takeoff? Takeoff just walked out.
The bathroom, right?
He took off.
In the middle of the interview?
I thought he was having a Drew Hill
Go to the
moment.
bathroom. Damn it, man.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not a comedian, but there's a good Bad and Bougie joke somewhere in here right now. Okay?
No, wait, I gotta ask y'all one last thing. With Valentine's Day coming up, right?
Okay.
I want to hear what are some of your favorite love songs to play?
Love song.
I know you got a song.
I'm just making my own song. You know what I'm saying? To my lover. I ain't really got no favorite one. You know what I'm saying?
You got a playlist somewhere.
Yeah, I know you do.
You got to have a slow song playlist.
I don't know.
I don't got no slow song.
Come on, y'all try to act like y'all not soft.
They play Bad and Bougie. They play their own song.
Tell you. Might put that on.
Go out your way. You know where you going out your way. I'm saying that's a slow one for you. That's a slow one. Out your way. Out your way.
All right.
Hold on. You people been trying to get on you. I've said they say you out here cheating and all kind of stuff like that.
False allegations, man.
False allegations?
I told y'all false allegations. My man good.
Yeah.
You know what's up with you, man?
Yeah, I know it's false allegations. You know what I'm saying? I just want to put it out there. You know.
Nah, man. I love my wife, man. I don't care what. You know, a lot of haters out here. You know.
And
they think it's fake. It's real though.
It's hard with social media.
Yeah, but it ain't nothing to hide. I ain't finna hide because social media either. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Next question.
All right.
Culture 2 is out right now.
Culture 2 out right now.
Migos gang.
And we appreciate you guys for joining us.
Hey, Takeoff just returned.
There you go.
You missed it.
Right in time. Right in time for the Takeoff.
Excuse me, my bad. Pardon me.
Hey, man, y'all don't ever change, okay? Please, I don't give a how much money y'all make, how big y'all get in the industry. Don't change.
There you go.
Okay?
It's the Migos. It's Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, everybody, it's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Grammys.
Well, as you know by now, the Grammys were last night. Now, Kendrick Lamar won 5 awards. He got 5 Grammys last night.
Drop one of clues bombs with Kendrick Lamar. The Grammys still trying to make up for giving Macklemore that damn award over Kendrick back in the day.
Now, Jay-Z was nominated for 8 and didn't get any.
No.
He was up against Kendrick, I think, in 7 of the categories. But here's what Kendrick had to say when he went on stage.
I got a lot of guys in this building right now that I still idolize to this day. Jay-Z, Nas, Puff. These guys showed me the game through their lyrics from close and from afar. So with that being said, this trophy to hip-hop, real talk. That's love, baby. Jay for president.
Now, hold on, y'all know I'm a Pinkett Smith Winfrey knows Carter, but what did Jay do to get presidential aspirations from people? At least Oprah gave a fire speech.
Well, we'll probably talk about the Van Jones interview that he had over the weekend, but we'll talk about that after we discuss the Grammys. Now, Bruno Mars had 6 trophies in all. He got the 3 biggest ones: Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year also.
444 should have won Album of the Year. That's just my opinion, but what do I know?
A lot of people thought Damn was going to win, actually, for
I thought Damn was going to win.
444 should have won Album of the Year.
But Bruno Mars had a great album too, so, you know, Grammy voting committee.
It didn't mean
All right.
anything, though.
Now, let's discuss the Fire and Fury skit that happened. They had different people reading from the book Fire and Fury, which was all about Donald Trump in the White House. It was hundreds of interviews with people that work in the White House or are used to. And here is Cardi B reading from the book. And by the way, this book is turning into a TV series.
All right.
If Trump was not having his 6:30 dinner with Steve Bannon, then more to his liking, he was in bed by that time with a cheeseburger. Why am I even reading this? This is how he lives his life?
He had a long-time fear of being poisoned. One reason why he liked to eat at McDonald's. Nobody knew he was coming, and the food was safely pre-made.
Hillary Clinton was there reading from the book as well. And
I
it
think
really surprised everyone.
I think they switched the applause. I think that loud applause you heard for Hillary was really for Cardi.
No, they applauded really loudly for Cardi. I think this is edited, but actually Cardi was hilarious on there. But I think Hillary Clinton was just unexpected. All right, now
Cardi was funny too.
Hillary was unexpected to read a book about fire and fury, but Cardi wasn't.
At the Grammys.
Okay.
Yeah, and now Janelle Monáe also introduced Kesha. Now Kesha did a very powerful performance, and that was her song "Praying," which addresses her own experience of surviving abuse. And Janelle Monáe actually introduced it. Here is Janelle Monáe.
We come in peace, but we mean business. And to those who would dare try and silence us, we offer you 2 words: time's up. We say time's up for pay inequality. Time's up for discrimination. Time's up for harassment of any kind. And time's up for the abuse of power. Because you see, it's not just going on in Hollywood. It's not just going on in Washington. It's right here in our industry as well.
I have not heard those 2 words yet on stage and have not felt absolute fear. Okay, every time I hear time's up, I feel like the feds knocking at your door.
Well, a lot of the performers wore white robes to symbolize their support for that movement as well. It was interesting because there was only one woman who actually won one of the major prizes, and that was Alessia Cara, who won for Best New Artist.
Which makes no goddamn sense because her debut album came out in 2015.
A lot of women were overlooked, and only 17 awards out of the total of 86 went to women or female-fronted.
How did Alessia Cara beat SZA for Best New Artist?
I don't know how she's
Alessia Cara album came out in 2015.
She was up here 2 years ago talking about that
At
album.
least 3. At least.
Now let's get into
Maybe.
this Van Jones interview that happened with Jay-Z. Van Jones was debuting his new show, and it was a great interview. If you guys had a chance to see it, if not, make sure you do. But one of the things that happened was, of course, Donald Trump got upset at the interview. Now Van Jones asked Jay-Z about black unemployment rates, and what does that mean, because the unemployment rates are low right now for black people. And here is what his response was.
It's not about money at the end of the day. Money doesn't equate to like happiness. It doesn't. That's not missing the whole point. We treat people like human beings. That's the main point. It goes back to the whole thing. You're gonna treat me really bad and pay me well. It's not gonna lead to happiness. It's gonna lead to, like, again, the same thing. Everyone's gonna be sick.
As a fact, it's not about Republican, a Democrat, or conservative, or liberal. It's about right and wrong, good and evil, God and Satan.
Well,
What side you want to be on?
Clearly didn't hear the interview, because he tweeted out, "Somebody please inform Jay-Z that because of my policies, black unemployment has just been reported to be at the lowest rate ever recorded. Our economy is better than it has been in many decades. Businesses are coming back to America like never before." And that's when Van Jones responded on Twitter, "Someone needs to inform Donald Trump. I already asked Jay-Z whether black unemployment figures redeemed Trump's presidency." And Jay-Z answered last night on the Van Jones show was powerful.
It's like beating your wife, but then saying, "Yo, what you complaining for? You rich." You know what I'm saying? We rich. You get to live good. Like, you're eating. Be happy to eat. Be happy to be able to buy whatever you want.
Now we'll get into some more of what Jay-Z had to say on Van Jones in the next hour, but I'm Angela Yee, and that's your Rumor Report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee.
It's kind of like Love and Hip Hop used to be back in the day when you think about it. It's like, I remember Mona used to always say, "Okay, well, I'm paying these girls," but it was still
put them in situations
where still in a very bad situation. Like, nothing good was going to come of them being on this show. I mean, it's changed now, but back then,
for the most part, yeah. All right. Well, Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
I forgot that fast. Who am I giving donkey?
Come on, man. Slacking.
A young man named Sherman Lackin. Sherman Lackin needs to come to the front of the congregation. No, his last name is really Lackin. And we're going to talk about this no lacking challenge that if you see your child doing, you might need to whip his ass.
Yep, you're right.
Or just call the police on him.
Don't call the police on him.
Ain't nothing wrong with sending your child to jail if they deserve to go.
No. All right. We'll get into it when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on in.
Turn the goddamn mics on there. Okay? Donkey of the Day for Monday, January 29th goes to a young man from Memphis named Sherman Lackin. It's amazing that this young man's name is Lackin because it's very close to lacking, and lacking is exactly what we discussed in the day. Now, what is the definition of lacking? According to the Urban Dictionary, lacking is not having a firearm on you. Okay, used in a sentence, ran up on that nigger, caught him lacking. Now that you know what lacking means, let me tell you about the no lacking challenge. Have you ever heard of the no lacking challenge? Anybody in this room? Huh?
I have. Yes.
No, I haven't.
Well, I haven't. And let me tell you something. I am so glad to be older, to be grown, to be a father, a husband, business owner, man of God, who has no clue what the no lacking challenge is at this point in my life. Okay, at this point in my life, I'm not supposed to know about these things, but to understand the context of this donkey of the day, you just need to know the definition of lacking, which is not having a firearm. Now that you have that, then let's go to WMC Action News 5 NBC for more on this no lacking challenge.
Memphis police say a game ended with a teenager shot in the head inside a Midtown diner.
Not many people have heard of it, but a dangerous internet challenge is gaining popularity.
Lacking?
It's called the No Lackin' Challenge. On YouTube, videos of the No Lackin' Challenge show people pulling guns on their friends, and then the other person pulls out a gun too. But in the videos, no one pulls the trigger.
Nobody pulls the trigger. Nobody pulled the trigger yet. That's how you should have ended that one, yet. Okay? You hear that and you know it's only a matter of time. Okay? Kids online are pulling guns on each other for fun. Real guns. This isn't the Bow Wow challenge. Okay? It should be. Why can't y'all do the Bow Lacking challenge and have kids run up on each other and say, "You lacking?" Then pull water guns on each other. Or air guns with your fingers, okay? Because you have to know that pulling real guns on each other is only going to lead to someone getting shot. See, this no lacking challenge is a lot like the Grammys. Okay, we get excited when we see Hov and SZA and the Migos and Rhapsody and Cardi B and Kendrick nominated. But deep down inside, we know none of this is going to go the way we want it to go. Sure, there will be a few no lacking challenges where people pull guns on each other and nothing will happen. And we are pleasantly surprised by that. To me, that's like Kendrick winning. Okay, we don't really expect it because it's the Grammys, but it's a pleasant surprise. But eventually, the no lacking challenge is going to go bad. And exactly what we think is going to happen, meaning somebody is going to pull their gun and get shot. And that's what we expect. That's Jay-Z being nominated 8 times for 444 and not winning a single Grammy, or SZA being nominated 5 times and not winning a single Grammy, and losing Best New Artist to Alessia Cara, whose debut album came out in 2015. How is she a new artist? See, the same way we expect the worst from the Grammys, the same way we expect the Grammys to be lacking when it comes to what's actually popping in the culture. We expect the worst, but hope for the best when it comes to things like the No Lacking Challenge. Well, What is 21-year-old Sherman Lackin getting donkey the day for? Well, it's because he is now facing charges of aggravated assault, reckless endangerment, and unlawful possession of a weapon after this happened. Let's go to WMC. Let's go back to WMC Action News 5 NBC for the report.
A 17-year-old was shot in the head at East Cafe on Union Avenue. 21-year-old Sherman Lackland was sitting in a booth with two people he knew playing the No Lackin Challenge when Lackland reportedly accidentally shot his friend. The victim in this case is still recovering right now in the hospital. As for Lackland, he's facing a slew of charges that include aggravated assault, reckless endangerment, and he's also facing gun charges.
You're really gonna act surprised? Like you had no idea that this was gonna happen. You know it's no rules of engagement anymore, right? I was always taught, don't pull your gun out unless you plan to use it. Now kids are pulling their guns out for a damn internet social media challenge. Look, your Uncle Charlotte tells you often, sometimes someone has to die in order for you to live. Luckily, nobody literally died in this No Lackin challenge, but figuratively, with all of these charges, Sherman Lackland, he's dead. He's 21. He's going to do some time because I know you don't have no money for no attorney. He's going to have a public defender, and he's going to go to prison for a little while. And I don't feel sorry for him. So kids, learn from Sherman's lack of common sense because the life you save may be your own. Please give Sherman Lackland the biggest ER.
That is the dumbest game I've ever heard of.
It just amazes me, right? Like, you know, we always say things like, you know, unplug the Xbox, unplug the PlayStation, and go outside with all of these ways to entertain yourself that are available. Why do you have to do the No Lackin challenge?
That is stupid.
Pulling guns on people is fun now?
No, not at all.
It doesn't sound fun to me.
There's so many ways to occupy your hands. You can tweet, you can Snapchat, you can play Xbox. Hey, whatever happened to old school masturbation? Now you just whipping out your gun and aiming it at your guy? You're lacking? Wow.
All right. All right, well, thank you for that donkey today. Now, when we come back, let's talk the Grammys last night.
Do we have to?
800-585-1051. Did you see it?
I did.
What did you think? What were your thoughts?
I mean, it's always a good
Not
show.
you, I'm talking to the people.
Who you talking to? I'm the only person in here with you.
He did sound like he was waiting for you to answer.
Jesus Christ. Out there. 800-585-1051. Let's talk about the performances. Jay-Z
Who had the
was
best
snubbed.
performance?
Let's talk about all that. What do you think? Call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy, we are the Breakfast Club. Now, we're talking the Grammys last night. Now, of course, Kendrick Lamar opened up the show, and it was an amazing performance. Performance was dope.
That was a great performance. I love how he had Dave Chappelle in there. You know, I thought that was a good breakup for normal performances.
Yeah, he did. He brought somebody else up.
U2 was out as well.
Yeah.
It was U2 and Kendrick that opened the show, and Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I thought he had a really powerful performance.
Yep.
I felt something. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Absolutely. SZA killed it. SZA had a great performance.
Yeah, SZA killed it, but she didn't win not one award. She was nominated for 5, and I don't know how she loses Best New Artist to Alessia Cara when Alessia Cara came out in 2015. Can somebody explain that to me? Her debut album came out in 2015, so how is she a new artist?
So I love SZA, so I did enjoy watching perform. I enjoyed watching the Despacito performance too. I know you guys didn't agree with me, but I thought it was very entertaining.
That was cool. I like Logic's performance. I thought Logic's performance and Logic's speech.
His at the end.
Logic's speech at the end was dope. I thought Kesha had a heartfelt performance.
Well, yeah, that was a very personal song for her. That was about her own abuse and surviving that. So
wasn't enough black women on that stage for me though.
Cardi B did well.
Cardi did great with Bruno Mars.
Cardi B did well. She killed it.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Country music is boring. I know.
That's when I was switching over to the shot.
People out there that love country music, and what they was singing about was a great thing. You know, the tragedy that happened in Vegas. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, this
I know.
is terrible.
I hate the fact that every time something came on that I wasn't familiar with or didn't care about, I switched over to the shot. Because you are supposed to learn about different genres of music when you watch the Grammys. That's how people hear songs they've never ordinarily would hear.
I didn't switch over. I actually watched it. I was just like, this is trash.
You just don't understand. I'm sure.
Listen, rest in peace to everybody in Vegas. I'm glad they, you know, did something, showing them respect. But that country music performance was trash.
What about you guys saw Donald Glover, Childish Gambino's performance?
That was cool.
I didn't see that one.
I still like Donald Glover's TV more than I like his music, but that was cool.
Who else are we missing?
All right, well, let's talk to the people.
I just don't like them putting the Carter's front row, only the shaft in one.
Yeah, I thought that was foul. You don't put me front row.
First of all,
show the camera me all night long.
Listen, we can debate.
Get award.
I think 444 should have won Album of the Year. We could debate that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at the Bruno Mars thing. I just don't feel like Bruno Mars' album meant anything to the culture. Like, it was just a good album. It don't mean anything. Like, Jay-Z's album actually empowered people. But last year, Beyonce absolutely should have won for Lemonade. And if I was the Carters, I wouldn't come to no more Grammys.
Well, you know what?
They care about the culture, or do they just care about good music and good songs?
I don't know. They care about their culture. They care about good old boy American culture.
Well, there was some information about I guess they had reached out to Jay-Z and asked him to perform. And I think they said a couple of weeks before rehearsals, he said he'd rather just be in the audience and enjoy the show. And I want to perform. And he, in the past, had like boycotted the Grammys, but he ended that boycott when Beyonce was nominated. So now he was there, front and center. And I don't know if it's like a personal grudge that they had against him, maybe.
I'll go back.
I want to see them. I want to see, because I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
So when a man makes an album about black empowerment, and you nominate him 8 times, he's got the most Grammys, and you bring him there, you keep the camera on him all night, and you give him an Icon Award over the weekend.
The night before.
But you don't give him nothing that night. To me, I feel like you did that on purpose. I feel like that's just the white man up there.
Well, Kendrick had a very empowering album as well.
Not like 444. The Pimple Butterfly was Kendrick's Black Empowerment album. Damn was a great album, but Pimple Butterfly was a Black Empowerment album. Jay-Z's 444 was a Black Empowerment album. And for them to just hang him up there and show him and don't give him nothing, I feel like that was the white man up there's old trick. For me, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
I ain't gonna lie. This is when I need Kanye to run up on that stage and say some craziness.
And I just need them Carters to go to the BET Awards. All y'all just need to start going where y'all celebrated and not where y'all tolerated.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Marie.
Hey, Marie, what did you think about the Grammys?
So I definitely think that Jay-Z should have been snubbed last night because he should not be rewarded for cheating on Queen Beyonce.
That's all you think that album was about?
Music.
That's all you think that album was about?
He does have a song on that album, but it's about black empowerment on that.
Exactly. The album was definitely dope. However, he should not be rewarded for cheating on the Queen.
Well, listen, you don't get a 444. I mean, you don't get eliminated if Jay-Z don't cheat.
What?
What? You don't get Beyonce's lemonade if Jay-Z don't cheat. She needed some lemons to turn to lemonade. So what?
That's right.
So Beyonce don't deserve to win a Grammy?
Although she could have had a great breakup album as well.
Right. Well, listen, both of them have great bodies of work, but he should not be rewarded for cheating. And I think Beyonce sat next to him the whole night, cracking up in her mind. So.
Well, she wasn't there the whole night. She was there probably the last album.
And the Beyonce breakup album would not have been dope. Nobody want to hear no tunes from a single mother. Okay.
My goodness. 800-585-1051. We're talking the Grammys. Did you see it? What did you think? Call us now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne the Guy, we are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking the Grammys. I thought it was very powerful. I enjoyed the performances. I really love the fact that Kendrick got so many awards. I think it's well deserved. I think, like we said earlier, he was jerked the last Grammy. So
not the last one.
Get back 2 years ago.
Yeah, the one before that when Macklemore won over Good Kid, Mad City. I still feel like the Grammys got such backlash from that they still trying to make up for it. I mean, but the Grammys did what I expect them to do. They got a few things right, which was Kendrick, and they got a lot of things I thought wrong.
I thought Bruno Mars was deserved to.
But everybody is not ever going to agree. It's never going to be a situation where you're like, wow, every award that they gave out, I agree with.
No, there's some things we can agree on. Like, we can agree SZA should have won Best New Artist. Unless her debut album came out 2015.
Well, it would have been between SZA and Khalid.
And I still give it to SZA.
And you said his name right? Is it Khalid? Khalid, yeah.
I still give it to SZA. SZA had a great year. Like, I think SZA got robbed. I think she absolutely positively got. There was one robbery at the Grammys. I would say it was SZA. Everything else is debatable because there's no way Alessia Cara wins Best New Artist and her debut album came out in 2015. And Alessia is very talented.
She is.
But her album came out in 2015.
I would say it was a toss-up between SZA and Khalid. And I didn't really understand Khalid like that. I wasn't like a huge fan until I went to his concert the other night, and I was like, wow, he has some major big records that these kids love. And especially my daughter being a teenager, they really look up to his music because he's only 19. That kid is only 19. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
It's Myra from Houston.
Hey, Myra from H-Town. What did you think about the Grammys?
Okay, first of all, I want to say good morning, guys, and I'm so excited to be talking to y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't miss Donkey of the Day ever. Anyway.
Thank you.
So I think the Grammys are pretty good. The performances weren't that great, but there were probably two that I just Best New Artist should have gone to SZA.
Yes.
Straight up. And then song of the year. It should have been Despacito, guys. It should have.
That's what I said earlier.
Despacito's
that song was streamed 3 billion times the most ever.
Who won Song of the Year?
Bruno Mars.
Which one? Which
24
song?
Karat Magic.
Oh, no, 24 Karat wasn't touching Despacito.
It's Despacito.
What did I say?
Oh my God.
Despacito.
No, same difference.
I agree with you, Mama. Thank you, though. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Marvin Haywood Bay. I was calling to...
you Marvin Haywood Bay? Hey.
Yeah, Marvin Haywood Bay.
What it is that we as a people, we study looking for others to solidify our greatness as kings and queens. And until we understand that, we got to understand where we come from and know our history to understand where we're going. We have a lot of people that have arrived, and what I mean when I say have arrived, have got there financially, but at that particular point, they spend so much time climbing and trying to make a resume for themselves, they forget where they come from, and we begin to try to be accepted by the other side. We are not going to never be accepted by the other side. We have to go back to creating our own wealth. And one of the things I have to say is we have to look at what happened in 1923 with Black Wall Street, where we had our own everything. We have to get back to that, but we have to teach our youth, the ones who are lost, how to understand where they came from and understand their greatness. You know, like I said, I applaud y'all's show, but we have to catch our youth, because right now we're in a world where it's real, and they're attacking our youth. They're attacking everything about us. So when it comes to the Grammys, they'll raise some people to destroy a lot of people, you know, and that's just my thoughts for this morning.
So basically, you saying all that to say all them Negroes need to be at the BET Awards in June.
Pretty much that's what he's saying.
Basically, that's what I'm saying, because, see, first of all, they call it diversity.
No matter, by the way, this is the fifth of all, so we understand what you already, we got you.
But thank you, brother.
Yes.
But I also love the fact that they acknowledge Combat Jack.
Drop on the clues bombs for the Grammys for honoring Reggie Osei, a.k.a. Combat Jack, and the NAACP Image Awards should be ashamed of themselves. Because I sat there and I watched the NAACP Image Awards. Great show, already born. And they did the memoriam, and they did not put Combat Jack in their memoriam. It's a damn shame that y'all let the Grammys show y'all up on that NAACP Image Award. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Right. All right. What's the moral of the story, guys?
The moral of the story is Jay-Z is still Jay-Z. SZA is still SZA. Migos is still Migos. And whoever else you felt got snubbed is still great on this beautiful Monday morning.
All right. Well, we got rumors on the way.
Yes, we are going to talk about the new Aretha Franklin movie. Find out who Aretha Franklin handpicked to play her. Also, Netflix has a new rap documentary series, and we have some more information on who will be featured on there.
All right. All that and more. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, this record was nominated for a Grammy, too.
It was?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was Song of the Year or if it was New Artist. I'm not sure. But anyway.
Hey, salute to my guy, It's Biscuit, too, because he just put up the funniest meme. And the meme says,
oh, yeah, the Rock Nation.
Walking around with your Rock Nation hat on, but boom, you didn't get invited to the brunch, okay? And salute to all the guys who went to the Rock Nation brunch and didn't do nothing but take pictures with other men all day long, okay? I swear some of y'all brothers just went there to get pictures with hip-hop's elite penises, okay?
You wouldn't have been in those pictures, too, if you were there?
No. I wouldn't have gone. I didn't go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to rumors. Let's talk about TV Spencer. Huh?
Octavia Spencer recently was on the Hollywood Foreign Press Association's Women Breaking Barriers panel at the Sundance Film Festival, and she talked about Jessica Chastain, who was her co-star.
Hey, what's wrong with your headphones, bro?
What are you
doing, I don't do the technical stuff here.
Just plug it in.
No, that ain't me, okay? This is a little ghetto-ass radio station. That's what it is, okay?
Now, she was talking about Jessica Chastain, who was one of her co-stars in The Help. And she said they had some talks behind the scenes about how women don't get paid as much as their male counterparts. And Octavia Spencer pointed out that women of color make far less than white women even. And here is what she said happened.
Jessica Chastain, she contacted me and she said, I want us to do a comedy. And I'm like, yeah. We were talking about pay equity with men and women. And then I said, but here's the thing. Women of color, we make far less than white women. And we talk numbers. And she had no idea that that's what it was like for women of color. She said, Octavia, we're going to get you paid on this film. I said, I would love to do your film, but here's the thing. I'm going to have to get paid. So she said, of course, and you and I are going to be tied together. And we're going to make the same thing. And fast forward to last week, We're making 5 times.
Now, when it comes to race and gender bias arguments, that's who you hitch your wagon to, not Monique, okay? When we say, you know, this is a what have you done for me lately industry, Octavia Spencer is decorated and popping right now. Oscar wins. She hosted SNL last year. She's relevant right now. One of the biggest actresses in the game. She should be getting her coin. Use her as an example for race and gender bias,
now, Jada
not Monique.
Pinkett Smith also said during another panel that Jessica Chastain also negotiated more money for her as well. She said, it's nice to go out in March. We can do that. It's nice to wear black at the Golden Globes. So what are we doing behind closed doors? And I got to give our sister Jessica Chastain her props.
Oh, salute to that white savior, Jessica Chastain. Drop on the clues bombs for her.
That was good.
But, you know, it just goes to show you they were discussing, you know, Jessica and Octavia Spencer were talking about the pay disparity, and that's when Octavia had to point out to her, you know, black women make way less even than white women who make way less than their male counterparts. It's a whole nother issue, and she is taking up that issue, and I think a lot more people should do that. Make sure it's not just about you.
Yes,
if you have the power to do that, make it.
A lot of times people don't want to discuss what they're making, though. But you should.
That's a hard conversation. You don't want nobody in your business per se.
Word is bond, because I might tell you what I'm making, and you may not deserve as much as I'm making, okay? But in this case, absolutely Octavia deserved that coin.
All right, now Jennifer Hudson, in the meantime, is going to be playing Aretha Franklin in a new biopic, and Clive Davis announced that at his pre-Grammy party on Saturday, and he said that Aretha Franklin handpicked her as her choice. So that is going to be a beautiful situation.
Is she going to have to wear like a fat suit for later on in life, or what?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you what's going to end up happening, but it's based on Aretha Franklin's memoirs from 1998, Aretha from These Roots, and it's been in the works since at least 2011.
So is it a period piece from a certain time frame?
I didn't read her memoir, but it came out in 98, so it has to be whatever happened before 98.
Got you.
So you got to assume at least that much. I love Aretha Franklin, though.
How can you not love Aretha Franklin?
Music. And she's pretty funny. She's always going in on people. All right, now let's get back to this Van Jones Jay-Z interview that happened over the weekend. Now, Jay-Z spoke with Van Jones about fighting for his marriage, even though they were going through some issues.
You can love someone, and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're going to have complications, period. You can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. For us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome, you know, to break that cycle. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
Yes.
Now, he also talked about some advice for cheating men. Here's what he had to say.
The best apology is change behavior, right? Also, you have to acknowledge the pain. You have to let that person have their say. You have to really work through it and really be honest. And no matter how many times, it takes a while. It's hard. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to hear, difficult to say. It's difficult to, you know, to listen to that sort of pain. And you just have to be strong enough. You have to be strong enough to go through that, because on the other side, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
What do you mean by strong, though? Do you mean, because I'm dropping to my knees and saying, baby, please don't leave me, okay?
No, he's saying do that, but he's saying that you never know when it's going to come back up. It could be 3 years down the line, you get hit in the back of the head with a frying pan, and you just got to sit there and
take that out.
And, okay, so what if it's
all right, now
let's done that.
Also hear what Jay-Z had to say when asked about Donald Sterling losing his team, the Clippers, all because of some remarks that he made.
Donald Sterling had been exposed as this racist on a private phone conversation that he was having, and they took his team from him. And it's like, okay, that's one way to do it. Another way would have been, let him have his team, and then let's talk about it together. Because once you do that, all the other closet racists just run back in the hole. You haven't fixed anything. What you've done was spray perfume on a trash can. And what you do when you do that is, you know, the bugs come and you spray something, and then they come, and then you create a super bug. Then now we have Donald Trump, the super bug.
That's very true. Overt racism is way better than covert racism. It's good to know who's who. And when you know who's racist, you know how to punish them properly. Like, because you're not going to support somebody who's overtly prejudiced, right?
So you think he shouldn't have got his team taken from him?
No, I think he should have got his team taken.
That's one of the punishments, but I understand what Jay-Z is saying.
Even if you punished him, even if you didn't go to the games, you know, if you're a racist, you're not going to come out because you don't want to lose the business regardless, you know?
But regardless, it was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, and think about all the other racist owners in the NBA who are like, oh, let me keep my racism quiet.
All right, and since we're talking sports, let's talk about Jemele Hill. She is leaving Sports Center and moving over to ESPN's digital brand, The Undefeated. Now, people were trying to say she got fired, this, and that. Still the same company. She's just going over to The Undefeated. Now, she posted in response to everybody coming at her. She said, "Life comes at you fast, doesn't it? And while I'm amused by the rumors that I was demoted, kicked off the 6 p.m. Sports Center, or whatever else can be conjured, the truth is pretty simple and not nearly as dramatic. I asked to leave the show. Some of you will probably need to read that sentence again, because of a strong desire to return to reporting, writing, and commentary. Not many people get to say they were a Sports Center anchor, so I consider myself lucky to have worn that title and sat in the same chair as many of the icons in our business."
I'm dropping the clues bombs with Jemele Hill. Jemele Hill's gonna be fine. Yeah, she's way too talented to not be fine.
So it's not just The Undefeated. She's also contributing to other ESPN shows as well. She said there's also some things that she can't quite announce today, but she said it will make this next phase of my career that much more exhilarating. And of course, she thanked her co-host Michael Smith.
Yeah, and you don't really have a tough year when you speak truth to power. She'll be fine. She will get everything that God and the universe has planned for her in the future. Trust that.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, shout out to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next.